Hello, it's 25 past 7 in the evening, and as soon as I got back I had beans on toast. I also stopped off at a supermarket or two. Yes. Funny story is, but firstly, I went to Boots and had the screw put in. There is a little crack in the lens, but I wasn't covered. Apparently I had to take out an accident policy, which I didn't. But it's hardly noticeable, so I'm going to leave it as it is. And anyway, it looks much better without the sellotape. Sorry, the sticky tape. Yeah, so that was a thumbs up. I also wanted to go to that iconic place at Seven Sisters / Seaford. So that was a result. And then the funny story is, afterwards I went to, where was I? Oh yeah, another thumbs up was that I was able to drive past the pier now. It wasn't blocked off like it had been since the fire in November. So that was a thumbs up. Now, trying to think. Oh yes. Before I went home, I stopped at the Tesco and started to use their, for the first time I used their scan and go device. Yes. And I got some stuff, you know, usual stuff, baked beans, chili con carne, and I thought I had the original grapefruit juice for a change, because where else sells it? The place that sells, I think, I can't remember if it's Morrison's and not Asda's sell it. I used to get it from Asda's a lot. But Asda's, I've been selling it for a few weeks now. So for Tesco I thought I'd get their range, which was the range I used to get at the beginning anyway, which I've mentioned in a previous vlog. So I got that as well. What else? There was something they didn't have. Oh, I've got some garlic sausage as well. So I was beginning to get fed up with cheese and humble sandwich. In fact, yesterday I had another takeout, and it was a pizza this time, because I can't remember the last time I had a pizza. And it was a 10-inch one, and it looked so small, and I thought, is that inches? So I got my tape measure out, and that was 10 inches. I thought 10 inches was like that, and 12 inches was like that, and 15, well, I couldn't do a 15. 12 might be too much, 10 would be just right, it's more than 8. And I thought, is that it? That's like the ones I get in a box from a supermarket, you know, frozen. But anyway, it was very filling. Oh, that last piece I just struggled. And it had cheese in the crust. It was a meaty meat variety, including garlic sausage. Garlic. I don't know if there was garlic sausage or garlic meat, but what they did supply, cheekily enough, was a little tub of garlic mayo, and I thought, is that the garlic bit of the pizza? Anyway, it was very thin, I couldn't complain. So I had that yesterday because I was getting a bit fed up with cheese, you know, cheese and hummus sandwich with maize, M-A-I-Z-E, multi-pack crisps, you know, cheesy puffs, salt and vinegar sticks, and onion rings. And I was getting fed up with it, really. That's why I resorted to the takeout last night. But today I've got garlic sausage, just to boost the flavours a bit. And I've got just cheese and onion crisp and a packet of ready salted crisp. So for the first time in Tesco I used their scan and go, so that's another tick today. So it's been quite an eventful day today, you know, a lot of successes, minor successes, but successes all the same. Excuse me. So I also went to Asda's, and this is the funny story. I don't need to use their scan and go device because I've got the app downloaded, which I'm going to uninstall. Because why? Another thing I'll tell you in a minute. Why have the app when you've got the device installed? You know, why clog up the memory on my thingy? Anyway, and the screen goes off as well. I have to keep on just pressing the screen before I scan it with the device. Just press a button, it fires a red light on it, and it's scanned. But this is the funny bit. Well, it's not funny. It's just bad luck. So I'm scanning away. They didn't have grapefruit juice. I got the cheese from there because you get two. If you buy two, I'm always getting two of their cheeses. You get a 50p discount, so that was always good to do. I didn't need hummus. I've already got 4 hummus left, and I needed 2 bread. And the bread in Tesco is very small, like that, which is just the right size for the toaster. But in Asda's, they're bigger. So I know I shouldn't have touched the mouse. This my train of thought. So again, just like before, I went to the chili con carne. I didn't have chili con carne. So again, good thing I went to Tesco's. And what else? I got some more beans from there as well, so I'm stocked up on beans. What's the point? Oh yeah, anyway, I'm scanning away. I got the bread, got chili. No, I couldn't get chili. I've got baked beans, I've got cheese. Yeah, there may be more, but I can't remember. Anyway, at some point, my battery was low, and then it just shut down altogether. So whatever I scanned, I lost because of this app, and because the phone didn't have enough memory. So the drawbacks of having an app to help you is when the battery is low. I knew it would shut down because it was 5%, but I didn't know I thought I could get away in time. But what it meant was I had to find one of these self-service aisles where it's just the conveyor belt and the scan, which you do yourself. And I was unpacking the bag and then packing it in the bag again. So that was. But yeah, the thing about these, I'm so ashamed, is I'm supposed to be a bit techie, you know, techie man, like computers always have done. I like to meddle with the settings and very technically minded. And I can, I know a bit of HTML, web internet language, I know a bit of basic programming, which served me well with spreadsheets and their functions. So anyway, trying to start, I went into Tesco and I think, right, what do I do? I'm reading the instructions, but they're very quick, basic. So I thought, okay, obviously the club card needs to be scanned first, so I did that. And it says, right, pick up the flashing hand model, and I couldn't see which one it was, so I took the nearest one, but it wouldn't come off the cradle. So I thought, I'll watch what this person's doing. This person was much older than me, doesn't look like it was technology was their thing, and yet they, was just quick, swipe, pick up and gone. I thought, what? And then somebody else came in, younger than me, did the same thing, swipe. I thought, there's me looking at them, and they thought they might give me a hand, but nobody would help. So I thought, what should I do? I'll scan the card again, this club card, and then there was one down there flashing, so I just took it, and I thought, why was that so hard to do? I thought I was, technically minded. Anyway, got back, had baked beans on toast. What was I watching? Nothing particularly. I don't know if it was some old film. Glenn Ford film was on. What happened was it was about 5:30 because I switched to television, Talking Pictures TV, and a documentary just started on Rudolph Valentino, but it was dubbed into Italian with English subtitles. So the people were speaking in English but were dubbed into Italian, and it had subtitles, so English subtitles. So I thought, well, I watched that and then I just drifted off and woke up an hour later, or nearly an hour later, caught the end of it, and my eyes felt tired, but they felt gritty, and I don't know what, they felt funny. Like I needed to freshen up, like they were sticky. I looked in the mirror and my eyes were bloodshot. I don't know if they still are. But I've known once, about 26 years ago, and I came to work once and my eyes were itchy. It could be the allergies. So I was rubbing it, And when I got to work, I could feel the eyelid was shutting like that. And it had, the white of the eye had ballooned a little bit. So I had to throw some cold water on it, dab it with a wet cloth, and it gradually went down. And it was a little bit puffy today. So that's it, that's just now. I just came back from freshening up, watching TV, which only for the horses, funny enough. And I thought to myself, you haven't edited for a few days now, a couple of days, maybe 3 days, and you don't want to, I'm reluctant to do it because Shotcut is a bit, you know where I'm going, don't you? Shotcut is very hard to edit. You have to, a smooth edit can be done using DaVinci Resolve. So I'm about to uninstall Shotcut, which is a beta version, which I nearly really got started on. And reinstalled DaVinci so that I could have a mindless edit, if you like. It's so smooth. So that's what I'm about to do now. I don't think there was anything else after that. I watched the Hillary documentary on Sky. I think it's about 4 episodes. So that was very interesting to watch. Oh, and why is there a gap? Why are there no vlogs in between now and the last one? That's because I spent probably 2 days doing nothing but room escape games, and I was getting fed up with it because when your mind is and you've got a sort of mini heatwave going at the moment, that all you want to do is just lay down and chill. Sort of thought-provoking room escape games, I just wasn't looking forward to it. Mind you, this website, Neutral, they've got about 10 games. I've played 2 or 3 of them already, so I thought I'd play all of the others. And they were satisfying. Sometimes I couldn't solve a clue, and I thought, what a load of rubbish, you know, because I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't crack it. It's just a perspective, you know, like looking at the room at a different angle. I mean, you go around the room, so you see each side of the wall, each wall of the room. But sometimes, if you click next to a desk, say, it'll open up a little, or zoom into a spot which will have something like a key stuck to the side. I'm thinking, why didn't I see that? I've been clicking like, they call it pixel hunting. You keep clicking around the screen looking for maybe a crack in the wall that will then start to crack away. So I was getting really frustrated, and it was like hard work. I couldn't face it more. So I need to take a break from room escape games. I've spent 2 days on it, non-stop. It was so obsessive, you know, obsession. It's a good thing I don't drink alcohol, because there would have been a bottle of whiskey there, you know, or been a vest and some chain smoking a cigarette. That's sort of thing which would have been with somebody else playing escape games. But luckily I don't do that sort of thing. Oh, excuse me. I think I must have a head cold or something. Got a funny taste in my mouth. Got a runny nose. Got itchy eyes. Oh, it's an allergy, isn't it? It's hay fever. It must be. It's the time for it. Right, I'm going to uninstall Shotcut. Well, I'm about to run the setup for DaVinci Resolve. There was something else I wanted to add, and that's once again a bit of feng-shui with the desk. Last time it was like this, facing that way with the mirror behind, which was okay, and then I don't know, I couldn't get into it. So I thought, why not put it like this, against the wall, and maybe just having the wall there and no looking beyond as a distraction. I don't know really why, I tell you that, but it seems to work. I've got a nice view now. I can look out the window and look out into the sky. There seems to be more space here as well. It's quite nicely blocked here. It's not too close to the radiator because it doesn't burn unless you're right up against it, unless you're touching it. So the radiators are so that if there are any obstacles, it will sort of fan around it. So it'll be good in the winter. I don't know if this will be here come the winter, so probably not, but we'll see. So yeah, that was one more thing I wanted to add about. Not necessarily today. I think I moved this around yesterday. I don't know what made me do it. But I did. It seems to work. When I noticed the window, that was a surprise, a pleasant surprise. Anyway, just thought I'd mention it.